Dear students, welcome in the class of BA Part 3rd, subject English Literature, paper 2nd, Prose and Fiction. I am Dr. Sumer Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Lohia College, Churu. Students, today we will study Vandana Shiva's essay, The Social Costs of Economic Globalization. So, students, first of all, I will give the introduction of Vandana Shiva as a writer, as a social activist, and then we will discuss the essay entitled The Social Costs of Economic Globalization. So, Vandana Shiva is a renowned environmentalist and a well-known writer in India, and she wrote this essay against economic globalization because she is against the economic globalization or the globalization because this globalization has created so many adverse effects against our agricultural setup of India and against the farmers of India. So, as a writer, as a social and political activist, she is against this globalization and she supports the ultra globalization movement. Ultra globalization movement means different from globalization or the another setup that is not in support of this globalization. So, she is also founded Navdhanya in 1991, a movement that started across the India to protect the diversity of living resources, particularly native seed. So, we can say that as a writer, Vandana Shiva in support of the Indian farmers, and she is in favor of Indian farmers. So, she wants to save the Indian farmers from the adverse and the hazardous effect of economic globalization. And in this essay, the social cost of economic globalization, she indicates towards the very hazardous effects, very negative and adverse effect of this economic globalization over Indian agricultural setup or over the Indian farmers. Our Indian economy is based upon the agricultural setup, or our economy is agrarian economy. So, what kind of negative aspects of this economic globalization are there, and what adverse effects has given or created by this economic globalization has been discussed in detail in this essay. So, this essay is a very lengthy essay. So, students, I will discuss you with the summary or the important points of this essay, that what kind of negative effect is of this globalization over the Indian farmers especially. And today we know that the era of LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization, but we can say that much scientific advancement, or we can say that the globalization has created negative effect upon our Indian farmers. So, Indian farmers are facing so many problems due to this economic globalization, because this economic globalization has given rise some new policies, and these new economic policies are totally against to the Indian farmers. So, Indian farmers are paying we can say that very heavy cost of this economic globalization or the economic policies of today. So, she discusses this problem in detail. So, we will discuss the important points of this essay, and the first the important part of this essay is that globalization and farmer suicide, because due to this globalization or due to the adverse or hazardous effect of this globalization, Indian farmers are committing suicide. And this news is we read in newspapers, in mass media, print media, etc., that farmers are committing suicide. And why farmers are committing suicide in India? Because they are facing the problem of this economic globalization, and they are facing the adverse effect of the new economic policies that has been generated due to this economic globalization. So, we can say that she wants to indicate towards the problem that two aspects of the food and agrarian crisis in India are the epidemic of farmer suicides and increase in hunger. So she indicates towards the two adverse effect of this economic globalization, that farmers are committing suicides, as well as there is there is an increase in hunger, because hunger is also increased in India, and farmers are facing the several problems because they have to purchase at high cost uh, needed tools, their needed we can say things such as fertilizers, chemicals, and the seeds. And when they sell their product, then their product, agricultural product, and their agricultural material is sold at a very low cost. So that is the, we can say, double attack upon Indian farmers. She says that malnutrition has increased among women and children. So that's also a problem. Along with starvation, along with hunger, there is the problem of malnutrition in India also among women and children. And she says that the children and women are facing a very health problem such as the anemia, etc. And she gives the datas of these things, that how much less calories are taken by the Indian people, and day by day they are facing the problem of hunger. Day by day they are getting much less calories from the average calories or from the required calories. So we can say that there is the requirement of 2400 calories, but Indian people, especially children, women, are getting 1600 calories. So this is the gap. And farmer suicide and increase in malnutrition are related processes. They are interrelated processes, and she says that this has been created by the globalization. So mostly globalization has created two problems in India. The first problem, that is increase in cost of product. Increase in cost of product, because agricultural products are produced by farmers at a very high cost, because all the things are purchased by farmers at a very high cost. So we can say fertilizers and seeds and the other needed materials and chemicals are purchased by farmers at a very high cost. So there is the increase in cost of production, but the agricultural product that are sold by the farmers in market, then they never get a sufficient amount of their product. So this is the gap between the cost of product and the money which they get from their product. So that gap created we can say poverty among the farmers, and it has also created hunger among the farmers. Falling prices of farm product, because farm products are sold at a very low cost. So the prices of farm products are falling, and the we can say increasement in the cost of production is there. So this wide gap is there, and this wide gap has created a great problem before the farmers, and this has become the economic policy of India. So this is the problem. And she also says that rising cost of food as a result of dismantling of PDS system. She says that PDS system has been dismantled. So dismantling of PDS system is also a negative effect of Indian system, and therefore she enumerated some things that these are the problems, and she says that the farmers earn less and the poor pays more. Farmers earn less and the poor pays more. They have to pay more and they earn less and less. So this is the wide gap, and this wide gap has created a poverty among the farmers, and they are facing the problem. Produce prices fall. Produce prices fall. It means agricultural product is sold at a very low cost, and they have to purchase seed from the market at high cost. So this is the problem before the farmers. So produce prices fall and consumer prices rise. So this is the irony and this is the problem of economic globalization. So dear students, जैसा कि हम जानते हैं इंडियन फार्मर्स क्या प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं आज वंदना शिवा के अनुसार, कि उनको अपना प्रोडक्ट नीची कीमतों पे बेचना पड़ता है और उनको अपनी चीज़ें खरीदना है, जैसे खाद खरीदना है, फर्टिलाइजर्स खरीदना है, उनको जो अपने एग्रीकल्चरल जो टूल्स खरीदने हैं, जो नीडी मटेरियल्स खरीदने हैं, आवश्यकता की चीज़ें खरीदनी है, वो उनको हाई कॉस्ट पे परचेज करनी पड़ती है। तो परचेज हाई कॉस्ट पे होगा और उनका जो फसल का बेचना होगा वो कम कीमत पे होगा। इसकी वजह से जो फार्मर्स हैं वो एक अच्छी समस्या, एक बेहद सीरियस समस्या फेस कर रहे हैं। वंदना शिवा इसकी तरफ ध्यान अट्रैक्ट कर रही है। सो शी सेज दैट दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम एंड शी सेज दैट देयर आर सेवरल पॉइंट्स. So she enumerates some points. These points are the results of this economic globalization and they are creating a great problem before the farmers. And what are these problems? Liberalizing fertilizers imports. Liberalizing fertilizers import, because according to economic globalization, our country is also liberalized the fertilizers import from the foreign countries, because fertilizers are imported from foreign countries and our farmers are purchasing that imported fertilizers, and deregulating domestic manufacturing, और domestic manufacturing को क्या कर दिया, deregulate कर दिया. So that's the problem. And the distribution of fertilizers, so the distribution of fertilizer is also deregulated, it is not regulated properly, government. So that's a problem. So this is the problem of privatization, this is the problem of liberalization. Second point, removing land ceiling regulation. Government has removed land ceiling regulation, this is also against the farmers. Removing subsidies on irrigation, subsidies on irrigation has been removed by government. So that's the we can say a step against to the Indian farmers. सब्सिडी हटा दी है इरिगेशन से. Electricity, there is no subsidy for electricity, and credit and creating conditions to facilitate the trading of canal irrigation water rights. So that's the problem. Deregulating the wheat, and deregulating of the wheat, rice, sugarcane, cotton, edible oil and oil seeds industries, इनको deregulate कर दिया, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर रेगुलेशन होता, कंट्रोल होता तो फार्मर्स को अच्छी कीमत मिलती. सो दिस इज द अगेंस्ट पॉइंट. एंड नेक्स्ट, डिसमेंटलिंग द फूड सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम, फूड सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम को भी डिसमेंटल कर दिया, तो ये प्रॉब्लम है. रिमूविंग कंट्रोल ओवर मार्केट्स, बिकॉज इन ग्लोबलाइजेशन और इन लिबरलाइजेशन और इन द एरा ऑफ प्राइवेटाइजेशन, इन द एरा ऑफ LPG, market has been freed, there is no control over market. So markets are free to buy something, to purchase something or to sell something. So they have been freed from the control of government, traders and processors, and subsidies to cooperatives. So government is giving subsidies to cooperatives, not to the farmers. So that's the problem. Subsidy is not given to irrigation system, electricity, etc., but subsidy is given to the cooperatives. Abolishing the Essential Commodity Act. Essential Commodity Act has been abolished, so this is also against the farmer. Abolishing the general ban on future trading. Abolishing inventory controls. Next, abolishing selective credit control on inventory financing. And the last one, treating farmers cooperatives on an equal footing with the private sector. So farmers cooperative is treated at equal to the private sector. So private sector and farmers are left free in the market. So in this way farmers are exploited by the private sector, or we can say market holders. So these are the main problems towards Vandana Shiva is indicating that these things and these policies of government are against the welfare of farmers, and therefore farmers are not getting the proper prices of their agricultural product, and the agricultural production is done at the high cost. So this is the problem of the farmers, and Vandana Shiva as the economic and political activist, she indicating towards the problem of farmers, and she is indicating towards the we can say adverse effect of this economic globalization, especially upon the Indian farmers, because they have to pay the cost of this economic globalization by their suicide, and this is the problem. The another, grow more wheat sustainability. Government is making policies sometimes that farmers should grow more and more wheat, and then the prices of wheat fall, and then government says that they should grow the another we can say the another cereal, and then their prices are at fall. So this is the problem, because there is no fixed policies of government. So in this way, she also indicates towards the problem of the farmers. And the next point that is, we can say that we come towards the conclusion of this essay, that this economic globalization has created adverse effect towards our diverse culture, because it has created monoculture system in our society, and diverse culture, and we can say that the diversity in culture is also severely affected by this globalization and privatization and liberalization. So she says that as diverse cultures experience a threat, because diverse culture and diversity in culture also experiencing a threat from this economic globalization, because it is against our diverse culture, our variety in culture, or we can say diversity in culture. So Indian society is also paying the cost of its diversity, because diversity is abolishing, diversity is severely affected by this economic globalization, and a monoculture of Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and a monoculture of consumerism is introduced by this economic globalization in Indian society. That is also against, that is also we can say harmful for the Indian society, which is full of diversity. So as a conclusion, or at the end of this essay, she is indicating towards the cultural threat, or she is indicating towards the cultural we can say problem of India also, as diverse culture experience a threat to their values, norms, and practices by globalization. So globalization is also posing a threat against our cultural values, norms, and practices in India. There is a cultural backlash when the cultural response doesn't simultaneously defend economic democracy and create living economies. It takes the form of negative identities and negative culture. So negative identities and negative culture is also created by this adverse effect of globalization. So for India, Vandana Shiva says that globalization is not good and it is not in positive side, but globalization is acting in negative side, or we can say it is very negative and harmful for Indian economy as well as Indian society also, or Indian culture is also being threatened by this globalization. Culture and economy are inseparable. So she says that culture and economy are not separable, they are inseparable, they are intermixed. The neoliberal ideology, because now there is the era of liberalization, and globalization has introduced liberalization, that is the neo liberal ideology of development and globalization, which is culture away. Which is culture away, because they says that the diversity of culture is not good. They introduce their popular culture, and yet culture dominates and becomes the surrogate for concerns over livelihood and economic security. Fundamentalist religion becomes, as Marx so aptly observed, as opiate of the masses, as opiate of the masses. So a different kind of culture is introduced in this world, and that is as acting as opiate of the masses. The concrete context of culture, the food, because culture is made of, or culture consists our food habit, our cloth, and what we wear, the language what we speak, and the faith what we hold, is the source of our human identity. So we can say that cultural identity and our human identity is our cultural context, is our cultural setup, and in that cultural setup consists, or in that cultural setup we include the food what we eat, the clothes which we wear, and the language which we speak, and the faith in which we believe, or the faith which we all hold. However, economic globalization has hijacked culture. So Vandana Shiva says that this economic globalization had not created a problem before the agrarian society or agrarian setup or the agricultural setup of India, or before the farmers and the workers, etc. But it has created a problem, a threat against Indian culture also, Indian society also. So the Indian society has to pay the cost of this economic globalization in India. So she is indicating towards this problem also, and it has hijacked our Indian society, Indian culture, reducing it to a consumerist monoculture, because we are not the people of consumerist culture, because India has never been the country of consumerist culture, because it is the consumerist culture of the Western countries. But due to globalization, due to privatization and liberalization, the consumerist culture has been created in India also. So our culture is hijacked by this globalization, and our culture, which was so beautiful, which was so full of diversity, has been reduced to a consumerist monoculture of McDonald's and consumerist monoculture of Coca-Cola on one hand. So that's also the threat, that's also the problem to Indian culture. And negative identities of hat on the other hand, and negative identities of hat is also introduced by this economic globalization. So there are several we can say harmful effects have been imposed, or have been created, or have been generated by this economic globalization over Indian society or in India. Peace and sustainability need society to move a paradigm beyond economic globalization. So if we need peace and sustainability and love in society, then we have to move away from this economic globalization. So being a social activist, being economically and politically we can say aware personality, Vandana Shiva indicating towards these problems. So first of all, she indicating towards the problem of the farmers, that they are committing suicide due to their poverty. She is also indicating towards the problem of hunger in India. She is also indicating towards the problem of malnutrition in children and women in India. And she also lastly indicating towards the threat, or we can say harmful effect, that is created by economic globalization towards Indian society and culture, because globalization is promoting the consumerist monoculture of McDonald, Coca-Cola, etc. And it is also generating the negative identity of hate. What is the negative identity? Negative identity of hate, not the positive identity of peace and love. So these are the adverse effects, these are the harmful effects that are created by economic globalization in India, and Vandana Shiva is indicating towards all these problems, and she attracts our attention towards all these problems. So dear students, we have discussed towards the several problems that has been created by this economic globalization in India, and the problem of food shortage, the problem of farmers suicide, malnutrition, etc. Are discussed by Vandana Shiva in this essay. So this essay is very important and very informative essay, and we got so many important things, we got very knowledge from this essay about Indian society and setup, or what are the effects or after effects, or we can say the adverse effects of globalization through this essay. So thank you very much for today. In the next class we will study the another topic. Thanks a lot for today.